Hello everyone, welcome to GR IAS Study Circle. So today we are going to discuss important articles of 15th July 2023. So we are going to discuss articles from different sources as I mentioned earlier. We are going to discuss articles from India Today, Indian Express, The Hindu, Financial Times, The Mint, Down to Earth, all other important articles. And also at the end of the day you can also see a YouTube short of important articles from different sources, and you can just check whether you have gone through that particular article or not. If you haven't even seen that particular topic, or for example just suppose that you didn't go through the topic at least once, then you can at least go through the static part of that particular concept also. Okay, so coming to the first article of today, what is it? It is about India France set to co-develop jet engine. So I hope you everyone read this particular article because it's in trending. So why this is trending now? Why? Because the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, visited President Emmanuel Macron during Bastille Day celebrations. So where these Bastille Day celebrations are happening in Paris. So during this event, Narendra Modi visited France, and regarding that we have this particular news. So what's so special in this article today is, like, Indian multi-role helicopters are being designed and developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Okay, so this particular helicopter actually requires some engines. So now France is saying that we will cooperate for that particular engines. Okay, for scientific transfer and for other information also, France is going to cooperate with India, especially when coming to this Indian multi-role helicopter. Okay, and also we are going to have the cooperation on small advanced modular reactions, and also finalization of joint observation satellite. Okay, I hope everyone understood about this news. Now let us dig little background about it. After nuclear tests in 1998, France was the first country. Okay, in what thing it is the first country, in what context? It is the first country to recognize the strategic importance of India. Okay, so when all other countries are actually having back towards India, but still France took a step to have the strategic partnership with India after the nuclear test in 1998. Okay, so and how other relations between France and India existed, let us know. Contract for 6 Scorpene submarines from the DCNS was signed in the year of 2006, and also in the year of 2008 civil nuclear cooperation was also signed. Okay, and in 2016 in Delhi intergovernmental agreement for purchase of 36 Rafale jets by India was also signed. Okay, and these Rafale jets were going to be in the condition of flight condition. Okay, so first submarine INS Calvary, okay, was also commissioned in 2007. So these are little background details about India and France. Now let us dig much deeper into the article. So whenever you are reading a particular relations of India with some country, just check whether we are having such kind of relations with any other country. So recently I hope you also heard the news regarding US and India. US and India also are going to have wonderful defense ties, right? So what are the difference between this India and US defense ties and India and France ties? There will be some difference. What is the difference? The difference is France, okay, France offered their own Safran engine, okay, that would be fully made in India. Okay, and when coming to US defense ties are actually little different, because India-US defense ties did not include the transfer of critical part of technology. Okay, they're not including the critical part of technology, and however, French, when coming to France, they are promising 100% technology transfer. So this is the important point over here, because even though we are having the similar defense ties with India, with US, but still the only difference with France is going to be that 100% technology transfer. Okay, now let let us see whether we are having on any other fields also with France, on any other cooperative things. Okay, so we also have the cooperation with France on climate change. Let us see what is that. So India and France together signed roadmap on green hydrogen French. Okay, green hydrogen French. And with this roadmap, Indian hydrogen ecosystems and with France hydrogen ecosystems are going to be working together. Okay? This both will come together now with this roadmap. And also, this cooperation will establish a reliable and sustainable value chain for global supply of decarbonized hydrogen. Okay? And also, you can see the roadmap on blue economy and ocean governance. Now, let us see the other important article. India's third lunar odyssey commences with perfect launch. So, this article is in Hindu paper, in the French page itself, because it's the most trending and very, very important for our country also, for our nation also. This particular thing is very significant. Okay, I will explain you why it is significant later on. However, let us see now why this is in news. Okay, so Indian Space Research Organization launched its third lunar mission, Chandrayaan 3. Okay, Chandrayaan 3. So let us discuss why it is so significant. The reason is, if this mission is going to be successful, then India will enter into the elite club of nations. So elite club of nations are with the countries of US, China, former Soviet Union. So we are also going to enter this particular group. Okay. So let us see what are these words actually before going into the details of the Chandrayaan 3. So first you have to know what is orbiter. Orbiter is nothing but it orbits. It orbits around the body. Like for example, if we are going to start the machine, then the orbiter moves around the Earth and then it orbits around the moon. Okay, and what is lander? Lander travels from the orbit to the surface, and rover moves around the surface. Okay, if you understand these terms, then you will understand about Chandrayaan 3. Okay, so here you can see a small image, the rover, orbiter and the lander. Okay, so now coming to Chandrayaan 3. So we are saying Chandrayaan 3, we are not saying Chandrayaan or we are not saying Chandrayaan 1. This means that we already had other Chandrayaans also, like suppose Chandrayaan 1 and Chandrayaan 2. When we have Chandrayaan 2, why we are having Chandrayaan 3 mission now? So this clearly shows that Chandrayaan 2 failed. So you have to know why this failed. Before that, let us see few details. Okay. So in September, as usually, ISRO launched the Chandrayaan 2 mission, but it failed due to unexpected things. What are that? When orbiter entered into the orbit around the moon, okay, it entered into the orbit around the moon, it was good until that situation. But later on, when the landing position has appeared, when the landing situation appeared, the lander could not successfully lower its speed. It couldn't slow in its speed, and because of that, this lander crashed. Okay, if lander crashed, no more rover will work. If no more rover works, then we cannot get any information about the moon. Okay, so the purpose of Chandrayaan 2 was failed. Later on, ISRO investigated into the issue and found that the problem is in the guidance software and also unexpected dispersion in the propulsion system. So now what ISRO is doing is, it worked with this software thing and also improved the lander legs and also improved the propulsion module and lander module. After improving all this, now we are having Chandrayaan 3. Okay, so let us see few other details about Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 3 mission will have 3 modules basically. What are they? First is propulsion module, the second one is lander, the third one is rover. Okay, so as I said, propulsion module is nothing but it will take the lander and rover to the moon. It will just take it to the moon, and the lander module will have the rover, but once the lander touches the moon, just suppose lander is landing and it's touching the moon, the surface, it will be stationary at the landing site. It will not move here and there. It will just be over the one place in a stationary position, but the rover will be moving and it will explore the moon. Okay, and in that way we will get lot of information about the moon with the help of this moving rover. Okay, so now let us see what are those information, how we are getting that particular information. So we are having 6 payloads in Chandrayaan-3 mission. So these 6 payloads are going to give information about lunar soil, 2 planets photographs on the lunar's orbit. Okay, so what are those 6 payloads? Here you can see RAMBA means radio anatomy of moon-bound hypersensitive ionosphere and atmosphere. And the second payload is instrument for lunar seismic activity. And the third one is LIPS, laser induced spectroscope, and APXS, alpha particle X-ray spectrometer. Okay, and the last one is SHAPE, spectropolarimetry of habitable planet Earth. So at least you have to know what are these things, because for example in upcoming examination of UPSC 2024, the question may arise that the recently heard, the term LIPS, recently heard in news, is regarding what? I hope you solved previous year questions. If you solve so, then you can understand such questions are very frequent in UPSC examination. So you can see like the term APXS, recently heard in news, refers to what? Okay, if you should know what it refers to, you have to know what it is actually. So let us discuss about it individually. First coming to RAMBA. So what it gives? It measures and it derives the near surface plasma density and its changes with the time. It not only measures the plasma density, but also it will show how it is changing according to the time. It is not static, it will change to time, but now we can understand how it is changing with this RAMBA. And then coming to ILSA payload, this is measuring the seismicity around the landing site and also delineate the structure of lunar crust and mantle. Now we already know much details of earth crust and mantle. With this ILSA we are going to know the seismic structure, seismicity, and also the delineated structure of lunar crust and mantle. And when coming to LIPS, this is going to give the information about elemental composition of lunar soil and also rocks. Okay, the lander is landing at the side, right? So around this side there are some rocks, and regarding that rocks we are going to have the composition. And then we are also going to have the details about chemical composition, and with that we can also know what are the minerals available on the moon. And next coming to SHAPE, this is very important. Okay, so this particular thing is very important because this is going to measure the polarimetric signatures of Earth. Okay, so why this is SHAPE is so important? Because with this details, with this information, this we can know about other sources also. Like for example, this could be used in the search of life, search for life on other planets beyond the solar system. We can also know whether there is support for life on other exoplanets also with this particular information. Okay, so these are all about the 6 payloads. Now let us see much information about the landers. So lunar lander Vikram, let me explain you how this all entire process Chandrayaan-3 is going to work. Okay, when Chandrayaan-2 failed, Chandrayaan-3 is going to work. Let us see how the process is going to be there. So first the lunar lander Vikram will click the photos of the rover. Okay, this will be in a stationary position on the landing site. Okay, it will just land and it will stay put at one place and it will click the photos of the rover Pragyan. And this rover is going to study the seismic activity on the moon. How it is going to study the activity? By dropping some incidents. This rover will move around the moon, and through that it will collect some seismic activity information. And using laser beams, it would also try to melt a piece of lunar surface. As I said, rover is going to drop some instruments, right? So when it is going to drop some instruments, it is also going to melt a piece of lunar surface. Okay, and that is nothing but regolith. Why they are trying to melt the lunar surface? To study the gases emitted during the process. When something is melted, what will happen? Gases will be emitted. If we understand what gases are emitted, we can understand how the composition of elements on the moon existed. Okay, so this is the process they are going to follow. So here you can see the land process. Just now I said the lander will slowly take lot of number of maneuvers to slow the speed. As it slows the speed, it will land in a position and it will move. Okay. So now let us see other important article. This is in Indian Express. New Scorpion class submarines for the Navy. Why they are a crucial buy. So this is about submarines. I hope every one of you know it, but I am going to discuss why this is in news. So Defense Acquisition Council. What is Defense Acquisition Council? This is the apex decision-making body for acquisition of military equipment. Okay, for acquisition of military equipment, who will have the powers of deciding something? Defense Acquisition Council will have that ultimate powers. Okay, especially for the acquisition of military equipment for Indian armed forces. Now, Defense Acquisition Council recently cleared the proposals which worth actually thousands of crores. That is the reason this article is very important, because now we are going to do the acquisition of military equipment which are very helpful in Indian armed forces. Now let us see little background before going into detailed information about this particular submarines. Okay, so we already have 6 submarines. So INS Kalvari, this is the first one. Okay, INS Kanderi, INS Karanj, INS Vela. All these were commissioned between 2017 to 2021. And when coming to 5th submarine, it is INS Wagir, and 6th submarine is Vakshi. So when coming to this article is also from the Hindu itself. Supreme Court notice to Maharashtra Speaker in petition over disqualification proceedings. So why Supreme Court gave notice to Maharashtra Speaker? So this first you have to understand why this notice has been given. So this notice has been given to take action against the present Chief Minister Eknath Shinde. Why? Regarding the defection. Okay, so to understand this, let us dig into little information. Okay, so now Supreme Court is saying that political party managing to cobble up with the majority within the party itself. And according to the defection law, this defection law says that group of lawmakers can only leave the party to join another party. In what case? Only when they have the support of at least 2/3 of total MLAs of the original party. Okay. So now coming to this other article, this is also in the news of the Hindu paper. Okay, the news page of the Hindu paper. So one more cheetah is dying at the Kuno National Park. Okay, it died at the Kuno National Park. So now when such news appeared in the examination, when such news appeared in the newspaper, you have to remember one thing. You have to know where this national park is located at and any other unique features about that particular national park. Because in preliminary examination, you can see direct questions when coming to these national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. So this Kuno National Park lies in the Shiopur district of Madhya Pradesh in central India near the Vindhya Hills. Okay. So now the question may appear like, Kuno National Park is situated near which hills? Okay, Vindhya Hills. And this park was named after the Kuno River. Kuno River is the main tributary, one of the main tributary of Chambal River. Okay. And this national park is actually created in 1981 as wildlife sanctuary. So in recent other competitive examinations also, you can see questions are arising in such a way that they are giving a national park and they're saying when it was turned or which among the following national park was shifted from the position of wildlife sanctuary. So such kind of example is Kuno National Park. So this was created in the year of 1981 as wildlife sanctuary in districts of Shiopur and Morena. But later on in 2018, this received the designation of national park. So under the action plan for introduction of cheetah in India, action plan for introduction of cheetah in India. Kuna National Park was chosen and cheetahs were introduced. But recently again the other cheetah has been died. Okay, so here the other most important article which appeared in republicworld.com. So what is this? Indian Army to introduce K9 Vajra guns and spike missiles in Eastern Ladakh and standoff. So in Eastern Ladakh already spike missiles have been used, but the thing is Indian Army is now going to expand. It is going to plan to introduce made in India K9 Vajra self-propelled artillery guns. These are the self-propelled artillery guns and these are going to be introduced in the Eastern Ladakh sector. Let us know little much information about K9 Vajra. So this is actually 155 mm and 52 caliber tracked self-propelled artillery system. So what is so special about this K9 Vajra? It is like it is built actually by a laser 9 turbo with a technology where it can be transferred with other technologies also. Okay. So it also have the unique ability. It also have the unique ability to penetrate around 1 meter of the armor. And also they can use it in the two modes, not in a single mode. It can be used in two modes, that is day and night. For day they are following CCD and for night it is IIR. So it can be used in two modes and also this can be operated in direct attack or also in mid-course navigation based on the target coordinates only. Okay, based on the target coordinate they can use in two modes and they can also operate in two ways. So this is the unique feature. Now here you can see the other most important article. This is from NDTV. Rare bird, Jordan's babbler spotted in UP's Dudhwa Tiger Reserve. So what I said, whenever you hear such news about any national park or tiger reserve, first know where it is located. Okay. So why this is in news? Because this Jordan's babbler is actually a rare globally endangered bird species. And this was recently spotted in the buffer zone of this Dudhwa Tiger Reserve. Let us know little information about this Dudhwa Tiger Reserve. This reserve is located on the Indo-Nepal border in the district of Lakhimpur Kheri in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so you have to know which state especially in Uttar Pradesh. And this comprises of Dudhwa National Park and also Kishanpur and Katarnia Ghat Wildlife Sanctuaries. And whenever you are reading some sanctuary or anything, just do remember that check whether any surrounding hills are there located, or also check whether any other rivers are also flowing through that particular national park or wildlife sanctuary. So here Suheli and Mohana stream is flowing in the Dudhwa National Park. Okay, and thank you guys, and also you can see the news about Parkinson disease. In next video we are going to discuss about that particular article also. Thank you and keep following.